Good morning, Anthony. This wonderful early morning. Well, there's a new rumor about Barry. Pardon me, folks. Timmy, the guy that always trying to get in between me and Barry. He's the guy that always writing emails to me. On one hand, he's threatening me. On the other hand, he's supporting me, and he's pissed Barry off so many times. Well, I got an email this morning. Oh, you already know what I'm going to talk about before I even say it. I don't know how to validate that. Yeah, well, Timmy wrote me and said that he heard that Barry was being transferred to Bik-Yu-Tan. I said, that's news to me. Well, anyway, I wrote Timmy back and I said, well, that's a rumor. Prove it. You know, I don't know anything about that at all. It's the first time hearing about it. I just got up about a half an hour ago. Well, it's whatever they want to do with him. No, I haven't. That's news to me. And who exactly said that he was being transferred to Big-Uton? More rumor. Invisible friend. It says it said he was being transferred. Who is it? Who is it? He himself. You mean on his new channel, Chick Boy? Which, by the way, I haven't found. Anybody has a link to that? Excuse me. I haven't heard anything. 2 hours ago, we did a show on that new channel of his or something, which I can't find, by the way. A visible friend says, well, someone gave him his phone, 5 a.m. breakfast, and he put a video on, said, I'm being transferred. Clint Essen says he said he's being transferred to Bik-Yu-Tan and that you won, you got what you wanted. Invisible friend says on his regular channel. I thought that was off. Travel America channel at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. Gee, does he sleep? On his Travel America channel, he was saying he hates you and he wants you to die. Oh well, that's nice of him. Well, I don't know anything about that. I have nothing to do with that. You know, they're deciding to transfer him. I know. Uh, I know nothing about that except getting an email from this Timmy guy, who I think is said his real name is Ryan. Does anybody remember Ryan? Well, I think Timmy once said me. I'm Ryan, and that name sounds familiar. Ryan. He deleted the show he made all kinds of threats toward and called you a pedo. He still doesn't give up. You mean he's being transferred to Bikutan and he still called me a pedo? Well, then he fucking deserves to go to Bikutan if that's true. Well, that's not my doing. So I know nothing about it except Timmy writing me an email that I seen this morning. They're all saying that Barry did a show. They're all saying that Barry did a show on his regular channel, Travel America, saying that he's being transferred to Bikutan. No, I don't know. I didn't know anything about that. Is it still on? You delete? Anybody have a copy of that show? Well, everybody records everything on here. Somebody has a copy of that show. I'd certainly like to see it. I know nothing of this. My lawyer knows nothing of this. He would have said something to me. I know nothing of this. Maybe they just had enough of him over there and says it's time. Then they're also supposed to renovate the place or something too. Barry had spoke of that. I don't even know how to record YouTube channel. Well, I'm not. I'm pretty technically challenged. You know. Oh well, I know how to record his. I mean, obviously, I had evidence on him. I know how to. Yeah. Uh, he said the commissioner had numerous complaints, and New Year's show got him big trouble. Well, I guess he shouldn't have done that. Oh yeah, he said he feared for his life. A visible friend says so much for deleting his channel. He just hid it. Well, yeah. Viking Son says, bro, it's true. He is leaving coming Tuesday. Frank's lonely horse says the guards probably got in trouble over Barry and Shaw during the big party. Well, I guess they shouldn't have done that. Clint Eastwood says saying how the U.S. Embassy is hopeless and run by Filipinos and that they don't care. Well, that certainly is interesting news to wake up to this morning. I must say that. I don't really have much opinion on it. I don't. I just found out this morning from Timmy, the guy that's always writing me the emails, trying to, on one hand, threaten me and intimidate me to drop my case on Barry, and on the other hand, he goes, "I'm on your side. Barry's this, Barry's that." I kind of humor Timmy, but yeah, I just got up about a half hour or so ago, and I always go through my emails in case I got anything from my attorney or anything like that. And there was Timmy again, again, and said that he was being transferred to Bik-Yu-Tan. I said, well, prove it to me. Recording that show was a final nail. Said no one can help him. Only one is Shaw. Brevis won't help him. Well, Brevis is just all there for show and to get the attention, like when he went over Nika's place and all that. Yeah. Wow, well, that's pretty interesting news that I have not been privy to. Usually I have my pulse on the goings on, finger on the pulse of what's going on here, but no, I haven't heard anything like that. This is the first time. Apparently, because of all the complaints, they are, so in other words, he's got numerous complaints. Then apparently, because all of the complaints, they are transferring him. He said, all I can do is comply. That's all I can do. Complaints about this New Year's live stream. Oh, I see. If true, congratulations. Well, I'm not sure what the congratulations mean. I had no way of getting him transferred to Bik-Yu-Tan. Maybe, maybe he shouldn't have done that. Maybe he shouldn't have done that New Year. Maybe that was just not a good idea of his to do the New Year's Eve show. Well, actually, both him and his girlfriend both did it. She did a recording, and he obviously did. And he just wasn't following the rules, I guess. Oh well, I guess this will knock Trump off the first off the front page, and Barry and his human rights will be on every news channel. Clint asked, he may be just trolling you, but It sounded authentic. Well, maybe you should have never gone to the Philippines in the first place. He was depressed and very angry. Well, he puts on a good act. Well, that's right. He says you have a cyber libel case. What do you mean I have a cyber libel case on the way? It's been an ongoing case. What do you mean? He said they don't care about human rights. He passed out and woke up in his bed. They won't take me to the hospital. Okay, in regards to this hospital stuff, they're not going to do that to people. If somebody really, I think if somebody really need to see the doctor, they're going to bring him to the hospitals. Yeah, Invisible Friend said he lied so many times, I wouldn't trust him saying the sun is up, right? First of all, you have no verifiable proof that he's going to be transferred to Bik-Yu-Tan. We've heard a lot of things coming out of his mouth, and none of them were true. He lied to me. He said, I can't believe I'm going to Bik-Yu-Tan for doing nothing wrong. He still thinks he didn't do anything wrong. Pain in my chest, he said. Well, I have absolutely no verification that he's being transferred to Bik-Yu-Tan. I have absolutely none. He's done shows before where he said this was going to happen and this was going to happen and that was going to happen and nothing ever happened. So, and they are telling him today that he will be transferred next week. Seems odd. I don't know. Maybe he's looking for sympathy or something. I can honestly tell you, I don't know anything about him being transferred to Bik-Yu-Tan. That would happen if he got convicted, you know, unless he's been such a nuisance and a troublemaker at the detention center that they decided they just want to relocate him somewhere else. They don't have to deal with him or something. And something about Frank's in for a surprise cyber libel case. For what? For what? Why would immigration even give him a week's notice? Right. When his lips are moving, you know what that's all about, right? That's true. He wants people to get mad at me figuring I'm behind this. I'm not behind this. If they made a decision to put him elsewhere else, there's different reasons. Renovation of the building coming up. Um, Secondly, the guards is just fucking pissed off at him. He's been nothing but trouble since he's been there. There's a lot of reasons. Sex Pet Hunter says, I don't buy it. Just another bullshit rumor. In a few days, the jealous one will claim they fooled Frank. Yeah. Yeah, he says the only thing giving him notice ahead of time is to agitate the prisoner. Okay. Rainy Katsuto, let it all play out and time will tell. Invisible Friend says even his supporters blame him and his mouth. Probably a sympathy play for money. Yeah, he's quite capable of doing that. He says he has a new bank card coming and he has a lot of money in his account. Oh, he's saying that too, huh? Well, he would because he's been getting Social Security disability the whole time, right? So there you go. Yeah, well, anyway, this is new to me. I wouldn't buy into it unless it's factual. I don't know if my attorney could find out or something, but I have no clue. He's really been on his human rights arc. Yeah, he has. Invisible Friend says P.O. Box Philippines prison system. Sure, it will make it. Well, as I said, I woke up over a half hour ago and As I normally do, I'll read my mail. And I seen Timmy, uh, whose real email is Rice of Life. I don't know. I think you're right about it getting renovated. Maybe that's why they're moving prisoners. Well, it is a rat trap. I mean, yeah, ready to fall in. If there was a big storm or something, I mean, that place is ready to go. Then it'd have to be responsibility if somebody gets injured in there. He was whispering to and said, have to go, guys, like 20 times. So he still has his phone. I mean, it's amazing. Remember? That's another lie because he said, oh. Yet he was making comments on different shows. He always had his phone. Immigration's supposed to have taken his phone away. Lied again to you guys. Carl says, hello, Frank. I wonder what Barry considers a lot of money in his account. No, remember, I'm broke. He's probably got more money than I do. Remember what everybody's saying there? That the idea was for Frank to drain his bank account out by doing cases. No, I am broke. I am pretty broke. I'm broke as a dirt farmer, man. I don't know. Dirt farmers, are they broke? Not the ones that grow worms. Worm farmers, they can make some good money. Let's see. He says, my chest hurts. Yeah, yet he's still vaping. Yeah. Called for a guy at 42, never could raise 500 for a ticket to the Philippines. 2,300 would be a lot. I think this is true. Spidey senses are tingling. Your spidey senses are tingling. Guys, listen, I would take this with a grain of salt. And I wouldn't celebrate either way because, truthfully, I mean, it's bound to happen. I've been acclimated to this for a long time, actually, if it ever really did happen. Because more than likely he's going to get a conviction. More than likely. I'm going to go out to have a cigarette here. I'm going to be in a dead zone here, so I'll try to stay in one spot. Uh, Bik-Yu-Tan can hold overstayers, I think, but I call it BS. I wish I heard it too, but he thinks I'm up late at night. I try to go to sleep at night. I'm not up waiting. I'm not up waiting for Barry to do his show. I assure you, if he does a show, I'll always hear it the next day, unless, of course, he takes it down. Not a big deal. He picks the sweet spot when he knows Frank will be sound asleep. Yeah, for this bullshit. Yeah, he's already pleaded guilty. Maybe they are just doing the inevitable. Well, I don't know because my lawyer would know, and they can't conclude the court hearing without us being there or my lawyer knowing or that. He has a trial ongoing, and by law, he's afforded present his side on there. Everything that comes out of his mouth is bullshit for sympathy. Supposedly, guilty of sin. Supposedly. It's supposed to be Chicks. Chicks. I looked that up, and there's different references to Chicks Boy, and it's nothing of his. I've not seen that new channel. I just know that they said he had a new channel on there. Totally. Viking Son says he can't afford to attend the trial from there, so that means he's all done. Look, I have no idea. Fact from fiction here. I'm highly doubting it, to be honest with you. Well, if that actually did happen, which I doubt it did, it's all his doing, so don't be yelling at me, everybody. You know, no clue. Until Timmy wrote me this morning. That's why I'm doing a show. And somebody beat me to the punch. I just turned on doing a live, and lo and behold, right away, hey, Cesar Barry's going to Bik-Yu-Tan. I said, oh, maybe there's some truth to this rumor if somebody's really writing me. Before I could even say what I wanted to say on my show. He should change the name of his show from Travel America to Traveling to Bik-Yu-Tan. He just put his show on hide. It's easy to do. Although, yours truly made a terrible mistake in the past when I had all these videos and everything going. And I went to hide my channel, and lo and behold, I fucked up, as I usually do, on technically, and I could never get it was in the cloud somewhere. That channel was still out there in the cloud somewhere, but I couldn't retrieve it. For real, that was a real story. I went to hide the channel, and I must have hit delete, whatever, and wasn't wearing my glasses, you know me. And so I'm so famous for my typos, of course, I'm not supposed to be a good speller, grammar, and all that good stuff. Invisible Friend says, I wonder if the wedding is still on. The warden could be best man. That's actually funny. No, anyway, if that was true, just to let you guys know, I have nothing to do with that. I know nothing of it, except Timmy writing me and then starting my live show this morning to talk about this rumor. And you know how rumors get spread. And right away, the first thing they write me is, you hear that Barry went to Bik-Yu-Tan. So whether there's something to this or not, I really don't know. Anthony says, I think Barry is trying to pull off a fast one, like the Aboriginal Jay did. The Aboriginal Jay. So that's sticking now to Jay, huh? Oh, and I was, and I wasn't trying to be with Jay. I wasn't trying to be really rude or nothing. It was an observation of mine. That's all. I mean, Jay took his time to knock me on his show and be very offensive to me. Touche. What can I tell you? But everybody has an opinion. We all have an asshole. My opinion is that Jay looks like an Aboriginal. He has something in there. You can only see it when he's close up. He's on the camera. I mean, you can see his features. And I was, that was my opinion. Am I wrong for having an opinion? I don't think so. In my opinion, if Barry was sent to Philippines prison, I don't think he will survive it in that environment. I couldn't. I know I couldn't. Hey, I'll tell you straight up. Tell you straight up. Shit. I couldn't. That's why I never got into a physical confrontation with him. That's the only reason. Believe me, I wanted to many times. Believe me, I wanted to from TGIF and onward. I mean, believe me, you have no fucking idea. I wanted to pound him to the ground. 20 years difference or not, I'd pound his ass to the fucking ground after all he's done and said. They have a gym there. He can get in shape. Oh, yeah. He could build up those muscles. Well, very interesting topic this morning for me getting up in the morning, all this going on. No, my opinion on this, it's a ploy of some sort Just like his old breakup of his girlfriend, that was all a ploy for sympathy and everything else, and to get people to turn against me, that I ruined his relationship, and blah, 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 blah. Give Jay a top hat, and he looks just like a leprechaun. I was always, when it came to Jay, I was very neutral. Because Jay, again, he's an athletic fence jumper regarding me and Barry and so forth, and Barry and me. And, you know, he's watching. Yes, he's got his phone in there. Yeah, yeah, I know. But it's not turning anyone against you. Like I said, if this rumor turned out to be true, no, I absolutely, honestly don't know anything about it except getting this email from Timmy. I wish I could show you it. But again, I'd have to, I'm not technically, I can't split screen something here, and I know, I could only read. It was pretty brief. Timmy was telling me, if I were you, I wouldn't do a show again because of this. ISC says, I think Barry deserves to serve time in a real prison to teach him some humility. He deserves everything he gets. Well, I agree with you. He needs to be taught, you know, he needs to teach it. He needs to be taught some humility. Absolutely. I have no disagreement with that. At this point, I think he's hiding that phone in the area. Well, how else would he make comments or do this or do that? Yeah. If the rumor is true, Sex Pet Hunter says, that's fantastic news. Yeah, it would be to me. Barry wouldn't last in a real prison. No, I don't think he would. He runs his mouth too much. Although he'd be quiet as a church mouse if he was in prison. He knows better. 0 days hard time, 2 years Club Med. Yeah. Carl says, dirty people watching. 4 thumbs up. Who are your people watching? Oh, does this deserve a Gcash over here, folks? If that's true, I'll have to verbalize the Gcash number here. Let me do that. You guys going to finally give in and say congrats? Although I have nothing to do with this, but in a celebratory nature. Oh, okay. So let's see. Pen and paper ready, folks. Pen and paper ready, folks. I got 2 numbers here, either one. So if you got pen and paper ready, Gcash 0, 9, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 2, 1, 7. I have an alternate number. For some reason that doesn't work. Get your pens ready. 0, 9, 2, 7, 7, 8, 3, 2, 4, 3, 3. And I'll repeat. First number 0, 9, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 2, 1, 7, or alternative 0, 9, 2, 7, 7, 8, 3, 2, 4, 3, 3. Okay? I think if this is true, I think a little bit of remuneration should be involved here. Gentlemen, Viking Son said, my Filipina said the same about Barry. He needs to pay for his wrongdoings. Visible Friend says, he gets back to the U.S., he will proudly tell everyone he was in prison. He will never, he will wear it as a badge. Sexpect Hunter says, Frisbee hides his phone up his ass, just like all the other prisoners. That would be a hard thing to do, wouldn't it? That would be a little difficult thing to do unless that ass has been really well used, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, you got my Gcash. Let's see how much support I'm going to get on this. Be it I had nothing to do with this if that turns out to be true. And I'm still not buying it. Sorry. It takes a lot for me to buy a story from Barry, and I don't believe any stories. If his lips are moving, everybody at once, he's lying. That would be an interesting thing or event that happened if it did. It certainly would be. How you can see him doing that, but not all smartphones are wide. It has to be pretty, I don't know, his asshole would have to be pretty well used and wide. Maybe he's had experience with that. Know what I'm saying? Oh, they're saying that Barry's going to Bik-Yu-Tan. I got a letter from Timmy, email, and then I was started the show this morning to address the rumor that immediately everybody started saying that he did a show on his regular channel called Travel America. He was pissed and freaking out and all that stuff, that he's going to be transferred on Tuesday or whatever. I don't know what they said. I don't remember. I just got up about 45 minutes ago to all this. No, I think it's a ploy, and so I don't know. Is this going to negate his girlfriend's complaint? I don't know. Can anybody imagine trading places with Barry? Oh, you're out of the loop, expat chef. Who is Barry? What is Bik-Yu-Tan? But you haven't a clue. Who doesn't know who Barry is and what Bik-Yu-Tan is? A prison, and Barry is a guy that is on trial from me for calling me a child molester and so forth and so on. Who got his feelings hurt. Well, I would hope that to be true, but whatever happened, I have no idea about it. It has nothing to do with me. I don't have that kind of control. Zero control on that. If they did do that, it's a decision. Oh yeah, he's supposed to have had his phone taken away and everything, but yet he does supposedly, he did a show on a channel that he supposedly took off and telling everybody he's being transferred to Bik-Yu-Tan. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Oh God, he's got some real problems, man. He's got some real problems psychologically. Well, there's nothing really going on with me in real deal. He just says some offensive things. And I did a show last night. I said he looks like he's part Aborigine, Australian Aborigine, and he does. That was my opinion. Jay could have his opinion about something. I'm giving my opinion. He looks like he's fucking part Aboriginal. He also has a laptop. He's got everything. He's got the bells and whistles, man. Hotel Central there, the Ace Hotel. He's got it all going down over there. No one has ever had the privileges that this guy has had in a detention center. I don't know of anybody, unless you do. I don't know of anybody who's able to pull that shit off that he did in the detention center. I never heard of this before, of anybody getting away with that kind of shit. I wish somebody would record it the show and put it on. Anthony says that Frank's Lonely Horse. Ever notice when Barry opens his laptop that he has about 20 windows opened? 7 on your side says, how many suckers are in Bummer's chat nowadays? Well, that show called Chicks Boy, they said that he had. I tried looking up. I could not find it on there. I could not find it. Ah. Then Ricky gets booted off YouTube on his sick grandpa channel, and they had to start another channel. How many times did that happen? Hold on. I don't want to be rude. I got to take a piss, so I'm going to mute this. I don't do like what Barry does. Okay, sorry. Okay, here I am. When I started to say it, I had the audio off because I was taking a piss. Um, he had all his stories from breaking up with his girlfriend a long time ago, which of course never happened. It was a lie. Stories about his SSD not coming in, taken away, which of course is a lie. He's been getting it the whole time. Now we got, well, there's lots of stories, but can't tell all of them. Now all of a sudden it's that he's going to Bik-Yu-Tan. Well, I don't buy it. Fuck super chatting him. Shit. Use my Gcash. You guys are so proud and this and that he's supposed to go to Big-Yu-Tan, but I don't see any remuneration on that. My Gcash account should be fucking overflowing. Of course, I haven't checked it. I just verbally gave out two numbers, alternatives, for my Gcash. And if anybody wants to generously send a Gcash to celebrate the event, then this is the time. However, however, I don't know anything to be true. I have no prior knowledge of this, if it actually did happen. I think it's just Barry being Barry. Just like you remember when they said, see, they got a lock on my cell now. I'm going to be transferred. You remember that one too? When he was trying to get sympathy from his viewers again to make money? This is probably just another episode. Probably just another episode. You know, I just can't see anyone being such a prolific liar like this guy. I can honestly say I've met liars, but like Jim Carrey's Liar Liar movie, that was kind of a good movie. In other words, tell people what they want to hear, you know. I don't know where you heard that. That's bullshit. I don't know. My girlfriend, she has some Gcash from her friend that Coinky Dinky lives in Alabama. Coinky Dinky. Her husband's a railroad engineer or something like that. And she's gotten Gcash from America. In fact, Alabama, of all places, you know. It took him a weeks to think this up. Well, her friend is Filipino, yeah, Filipina. I don't know. My girlfriend said that this shouldn't be a problem with that. And in all honesty speaking, I mean, the only person has ever been rewarded on here is the fuckhead. People sending him money, a fucking criminal. And here I am, who doesn't use my show as a financial gain. And historically, I was monetized once till I fucked up my own channel, but and people were not very giving. Few people were, to be fair about this, but and then when well, it's the whole thing that everybody wants to see whatever's due justice happen to Barry. And quite frankly, I have gone so far out of my way to make sure that, as you call it, you know, justice is served, and I call it justice is served. Then again, to be fair, I haven't had any means of you guys being able to donate. But I do have a Gcash. It's real. So I've always been very perplexed about that. Or maybe people wanted to do it in an anonymous way, even the trolls. It's not like I'm really truly hated out there. There's a few people that really do hate me, that's for damn sure. Turtle Man and people like that, but you know, Popeye and so forth. Although, you know, but you know, it's just a point I'm making that I'm the only dude on here that had the gonyoles to carry this out and mean what he said and say what he means. But historically, people have not donated to me because they were afraid to, because word was going to get out that maybe they're a troll or something and they're afraid to donate to me. They don't want it to be heard or known. But the reality is, and you guys know this very well, it's been quite a challenging period of time regarding Barry. Barry kept on saying, well, you know, what damage is done to him by me saying that and calling me those names? There's a lot of damage. You don't see the damage, folks. But this has been going on for quite a while. It's stressful. I'm not always stressed about this, but I have my moments where I'm saying I want this over just as much as he does, to be quite honest with you. And I do want this over. I mean, it's taken a lot of my time, It's taken a lot of my effort. And I figure, why the hell not jump on a goddamn platform when every son of a bitch and his mother and grandmother is on that fucking platform? And I shouldn't come forward and say, hey, I give in. I'm on the platform. Show your goddamn appreciation, man. You all know you want hell and high water to happen to this guy because he's been nothing but a scumbag and how he's treated people in Filipinas and everything. You know the score. You guys all know the score. I don't have to remind you of all the shit that this guy's done. But no, I was never rewarded for that. But the criminal gets rewarded and gets donations, right? Is that how it works? So is everybody on here not in the Philippines? Raining Cats and Dogs. It wasn't just you. It was Gilda and family he harassed. Well, that's true. That's fucking true. No, I just think it'd be really nice for people to show. I'll be quite upfront about this. It really would be nice if people would show their appreciation. You guys did not have to endure this. You just had to be witness to the drama and all the shit going on here. I had to endure this. Gilda had to endure this. Her children. It's not a funny thing that's been going on. And he's been doing this for how many years to me? And I had to break down and say, I had enough. And you can't fucking blame me. There's nobody, even a troll out there, cannot blame me for taking action on this guy. There shouldn't be one fucking soul out there, be friend or foe, that doesn't understand the situation, that's not siding with me. I know I did the right thing. I have no guilt complex about this. Yeah, I know. Look, I don't go out of my way on the getting money from people. I don't have a PayPal, all that shit, and I know that would be easy for a lot of people. But it was never my intent to try to get rich on here, because I know that would never happen. I know I did the right thing. I have no guilty conscience at all, and to get his girlfriend to try to get me thrown out of the country, you know how serious that is? And yes, I do take it seriously. So do my attorneys. He wants to break up my life. I'm 70 fucking years old. One foot on a banana peel, another foot in the grave. Well, not necessarily. I could live a long time. But no major health issues to my knowledge. Do you understand what pressure that puts on my girlfriend? Do you even imagine how Gilda has to suffer from all this? Well, it's all I got, Anthony, is a Gcash. That's all I got. You can do Remitly, but yeah. Yeah, nobody thinks about Gilda. She loves her children. And, him looking up her children on Facebook and telling them that the guy your father is dating is a child predator. That's pretty heavy shit. That's pretty heavy shit. Gilda kind of hides her emotions sometimes. But I could tell, yeah, she's sick and tired of me being on YouTube. That's an obvious thing. She knows me. That if I have something to say, I'm going to say it. She knows that very well. So, but it's affected her too. How fair is it for his girlfriend to do that, to listen to Barry and go along with his little scheme to try to get me thrown out of the country? Do you realize the ramifications of that? In all seriousness, I am supporting her, and she has her own money, but still, she happens to actually love me. She wants to be with me. It was very hard when when I went to Hawaii. Then the COVID thing happened, and I couldn't leave Hawaii. I went there to visit my brother and to do some work on the house and paint it and all that shit. And I thought it was only going to be at most a couple of months with that COVID thing. But to my surprise, I was gone for about a year and 1 month or something like that. I don't know exactly. It turned out to be a good trip anyway because I managed to sell the house. I said enough of this crap with the tenants and all that shit. I had so much going on between the tenants, Larry's bullshit. That's a lot of stress. I'm human. I'm not made of stone. It's taken a lot of work for me and a lot of effort to do the things I need to do and had to do. Raining Cats and Dog says, you had no other choice. He would not have stopped on you. I know that. And he didn't stop, and that was really stupid. Yeah, and don't forget the crap that Fazio pulled. I've been through a lot, guys. I have been through a lot. Maybe they're hoping I'd have a heart attack from all this or something, you know. I have been through a lot. I can truly tell you I have been through a lot. This has not been a cakewalk for me in any form or way. I'll tell you right up front, it is not. After all this shit and what I've gone through with him, he deserves whatever the fuck he's going to get. Never mind the shows people go like Popeye and people, you know, or anybody that was anyway supportive of Barry. That was just superficial. They were not supportive of Barry. They just want the train wreck to continue, you know. And my God, what Fazio did. You don't know how deep that goes, folks, with Fazio. He was in constant touch with my tenant, his wife, or her husband or boyfriend, Eric. And he was planning all this shit, everything down to, can you believe what happened? Can you believe what happened with that? That my neighbors were receiving a thing saying that I'm a child predator and I'm a criminal. And they were putting a video. Who could afford? They were putting a video card in each letter showing something on YouTube. Who is that devoted enemy of mine that would do something like that? Now, Fazio didn't put out the money to do that shit because he didn't have it. He's behind the whole idea of doing that. Had to be somebody with some money. Now, the funny thing about it, there was no return address on these things. These people, I've actually talked to some of the neighbors that received that flyer that was being sent around when I was in Hawaii. It was mailed right from Hawaii. And there's this one guy that I know of, Rick, that lived down the block, that could have been doing this for somebody, because this stuff was mailed within Hawaii, which means that Rick is his name, which I don't know, he wasn't loaded with money, but had to have complied with this. Frank's Lonely Horse says, he says, wait for you till he gets back to the States. He's going to start his shit there. Well, he can do whatever he wants when he's back in the States. It's not going to faze me one bit or another. Of course he's going. Well, of course he's going to do that. I think Brevis was behind that. My opinion. Brevis has a bone to pick with me and all that stuff, so he didn't like being rejected. Brevis, it has Brevis' signature all over that. Although Aloe, who hasn't been on, but he's been in the background, you could assure yourself of that, could have something to do with that too. but more likely I would say Brevis. Just like he went to Nika's to try to find dirt on me. It was his whole intent. He didn't have a good heart. Let me go see what Nika's all about. Have an interview with her. No, his main intent was to try to get her to give her a couple of bucks. Try to get her to say something on there. She could become a hero. He's always trying to become a hero, attention starved as he is. But as it turned out, the poor girl admitted that she had heart failure back in July or something, and her mother now has some ovarian thing going on. And the last thing she was going to do, paid or not really, was to, and who knows, was to sit there and say some bad shit about me. Well, first of all, there's nothing bad to say about me. Me and Gilda were instrumental, and I was instrumental in getting her help through Holly and other sources. And then people came in and donated to her as a result of me. My mission was to see her conditions, how she was living. That video was to be sent to Holly in Florida, which I did because she was having a party going to be going on. She was trying to do a donation drive, and that's exactly what happened. If anything, I did a lot of good for Nika personally and through people like Holly. Yeah. He said he went to Nika to file a complaint against you like Shaw did. You know, even if that was true, Nika has a little more important things to be concerned about, like, her life and her mother's life, if that information is true. It wasn't just a sob story to make money. She's done that before. You know what happened with all the donation money? She took her whole fucking family and relatives all on a trip to Bohol. That's where that money went. Nothing medical, nothing medicinal. So who are you dealing with there? I mean, she could be a really sweet person, but she's bitter with her life too. So would you. If you had to be born with polio and you couldn't walk, and her life was basically on a little perch, literally, before maybe they fixed the place up or something, but literally, there was a table for food and put things on. Behind the table, there was basically, I'm not shitting, a perch, like kind of bench seat type thing, where she would, with lots of pillows and blankets, be able to lay down on. She did not even have her own bed to sleep in. I kid you not. Her parents did. She did not have her own bed to sleep in. It was sad. Yeah, Brevis is a jerk. Look, let me tell you something about Kate. Let me tell you something about immigration. They are fully and wholly aware of the chicanery that's going on YouTube in regards to me. They are totally aware of it. They know if any complaint came in, they know the resources are going to be YouTube. They're so well versed on this, it's not even funny. They know that. They know that. Yeah, Brevis needs to be knocked down a few notches, that's for damn sure, and I hope somebody does it. I'm not going to get into a physical confrontation with him. I'm not capable. I was a little younger, I certainly would be a challenge to him. And I still might be a challenge to him. You don't know what I'm capable of, even at my age. You have no fucking clue. I don't have endurance, that's for goddamn sure, but, give me a couple of minutes and I could do some fucking damage to somebody. Beyond a couple of minutes, I couldn't guarantee you that. No guarantee on that. I'd fade pretty fast. I'm not the young man I used to be, but I've got some power and I got determination and I have a great sense of self preservation. Keep that in mind. You have no idea what I'm capable of doing. Not claiming to be a martial artist, nothing. I just took that shit when I was a kid. Although I have practiced on some of that shit too, on my own time through the years. Have I ever put it into action? No, I haven't. So I have no idea of what I learned in a relatively short period of time, but during years to come in my own personal practice, in my own bedroom or whatever, whether that would be an actual good for actual usage or not, I don't know. I'm not going to be some asswipe and say, yeah, I'm another Bruce Lee or some shit. I'm nothing with that. I'm absolutely nothing with martial arts, but I have learned a few things. But the main things I learned is not display crap. It's something where you get to the point and you know where to get to the point that'll disable somebody without going through a fucking song and dance. That's what I concentrated on. Only that. What to do to take somebody down in several ways. If I was able to be close enough, the situation was right, I think I could probably accomplish it. But as far as endurance, no, I don't have any. I don't have that kind of endurance. I don't have that. Previous has like zero muscle mass. Yeah, I saw his shirtless video. Seven on your side channel says he's just a big bloke. The harder they foot. Yeah, they're all mouth. They're all mouth. Every single one of them. When he had an opportunity to meet somebody and all that shit. Barry in TGIF, he wasn't going any further than his friend, uh, trucker guy, whatever, Brian. Brian. He figured he had to back up. He wouldn't have done shit. Thank goodness. Don't forget, I had just coming back. I just was coming back from Hawaii, where I got stuck there for over a year from the COVID. And the last thing I wanted to do, after being gone from Gilder over a year, was to get into some confrontation with somebody and wind up in a jail cell. That was the last thing I wanted to do. However, all I was waiting for him was to raise a fist, come at me, and I, as I call it, poetic license to do whatever the fuck I wanted, whether it was cameras in there or not. Because the cameras in there in the establishment would have revealed who lifted their hand up first to go strike the other guy, and that's all she wrote. Like the television show, it's all she wrote. I would be in the clear on that. Seven on your side says, oh, Viking Son, did you see his face? Brevis has aged a ton. Yes, I did. I made comment on that. Seven on your side says Brevis has that weird bad fat ratio. It's evenly spread out like he used to be 500 pounds. Seven on your side says bad equals body fat. Brevis is all fucking talk. And Brevis is not ever going to put himself in a situation with anybody. In fact, he had a shiner on his eye. Do you remember about a year ago? He had a shiner on his eye. He came on, he was an interviewer, it was live or something. And I asked, I said, how'd you get that shiner, Brevis? Oh, I don't know, had a confrontation. So he didn't want to go into it. Yeah, Brevis is not a likable guy at all. I don't think anybody likes Brevis. Did you hear what he said on Nika's thing? I've got a team of people. He's got a team of experts that would help her in, raising money. My team of, I don't remember his exact words, but you heard it, yeah. His team, what team? There's nobody behind Brevis. There's nobody behind Brevis that supports Brevis. His team of experts. The guy's a joke. He's a fucking joke. His team. Borax Mule Team. Sid Hat Rack. I love these names. Join the show, Mr. Sid Hatrack, whoever the fuck you are. Anyway, I cannot neither prove or disprove that Barry's been scheduled to go to Bik-Yu-Tan. I think it's another one of Barry's. I think it's a rumor mongering thing. No, I didn't see his show. As I said, I don't stay up late just to hear Barry do a show. I never have. I usually catch his shows in the morning if he did one. I'm just listening to what people are quoting him saying. But knowing Barry, well, Alabama Waffle House says Drew boasting about being a success because he can afford a $900 condo in a third world city in his 40s was quite the flex. Look, did you ever see his apartment when he got on camera in a state of disarray? And he's over in Mobolo area. He has a condo he's renting in Mobolo, and I know where. In Mobolo. That's where he's been for quite a while, unless he did not decide to renew his lease and decided to move to a different place. Oh, that's the rumor. You're on here late. I've been on here an hour and 8 minutes. I was written by Larry. No, not Larry, but Timmy that always writes me back and forth. Crazy motherfucker. That also writes Barry, who is for Barry and he's against Barry. And he's for me and he's against me. And I got something from him this morning. Did you hear that Barry's going to be transferred to Bik-Yu-Tan? If I were you, I wouldn't do any live shows. So I get up this morning and decided to address this rumor. And before I know it and could say anything, somebody already wrote me and said, did you hear Barry's going to Bik-Yu-Tan? So I'm like, okay, there's something to this or not. And we have some doubting Thomases out there, as well as me. It's another tactic for Barry. I had nothing, if that was actually going to be true, I have nothing to do with this. This is new knowledge to me. It's new knowledge to me, in all honesty. Maybe immigration got sick and tired of him trying to run the place, and disobeying his orders and not to use the phone and being very loud and obnoxious and cocky. Look, don't forget, the guards at that place, they had to endure this for 21 plus months. They had no choice. They had to endure this. They would love the opportunity to see Barry get the fuck out of the place. So maybe they made a suggestion on it. The guy's too much trouble. He's getting us in trouble. That could have happened. Sounds like another setup by Barry with Brevis's help. Bullshit until verified. I agree with you. Viking says it makes sense for them to transfer him out of Cebu. And like I said, if that turned out to be true, and we don't know the fact that it is, I'm not buying his story and I'm not taking the bait. If it turned out to be true, that he did it all to himself. Again, what does he not self-inflict on himself? Answer me that. What does he not do to make his situation worse? And then what? Trolls are going to point a finger at me. You did this to Barry. You did this to Barry. No, I didn't. I didn't do anything to Barry. He did it all on his own. Like I said, I didn't put a gun to his head and say, stay under the radar with the immigration because you're not paying, 7 years of unpaid immigration fees. I have nothing to do with that. He did it on his own. I just kind of helped the situation out a little bit. Decided that fuck this shit, man. I got to pay my fucking visa fees and all that shit. Since he was such an asshole to me, basically we got the immigration people involved. 5 agents came down. My lawyer even came down to witness this marvelous event where he was being harbored by his girlfriend in Karkar. It's own doing. I just helped it along a little bit. How many times have we heard this and that it was all bullshit? Yeah. Gentlemen, When his lips are moving, you know what happens when his lips are moving. 41 strong here. Only 10 thumbs up, though. Well, you know what? Whether this shit happened or not, maybe it's time for people to show a little bit of, I call it, surappreciation. On the show, I gave out 2 Gcash numbers. And if you want to contribute to my efforts in making this all happen, and I take full responsibility of him going to court, full responsibility of him being locked up in immigration, although he did that to himself, really. And he sort of did the other thing, too, for the cyber libel to himself. I didn't put a gun to his head and force him to go call me something that was so horrible that needed to be acted on. No, sir. I have no guilt complex with this at all. I have absolutely none. Zero. Zero. And I stand by that. I don't care what they fucking do to him because he deserves everything he's going to get. Now, unfortunately, and regarding his girlfriend, I don't know what the branching out effect is going to be with her. Because if she's perjuring, well, she obviously is perjuring herself because I never called her a whore and a prostitute. I didn't cause any PTSD bullshit and depression on her, which is bullshit. She's out there partying, going out with her friends, dancing under a trellis with this music, saying what a wonderful life she has. Over there dancing and singing at Barry's party. She ain't got no fucking PTSD. She ain't depressed. She's not afraid to go out. This is all mentioned on her fucking report to me. It's absolute bullshit is what it is. It's absolute bullshit. If something happens with her, then so be it. She's doing that to herself. Do you think I actually have a report in on her? No, I don't. No. It'll all come out in a wash. That's all. And she's going to wish she had never nothing to do with Barry, that she didn't listen to him. Remember, Barry says he coerced her to do this report on me to get me the fuck thrown out of the Philippines. Duh. It's, it's all out there. It's all out there. So she was part of the conspiracy. Was she not? A true Catholic, she is. A true Catholic. God is probably not very smiling on her right now. Solid Catholic. 7 on your side says the first thing he did was throw Shaw under the bus. Yeah, that's how much love he has for her. Remember, she was a utilitarian tool to him as far as he's concerned. When he needed her to help him with this, get him this, go buy him this, go do that for me, get this information out, go here for me, go to Manila, do this, do that, go to some office for me. If it wasn't for her, nothing would get done at all. She was doing a lot of his dirty work. He got her to do that. Yeah, he did throw her under the bus. He absolutely did. Absolutely. Shit, if I was her, man, I think it's time for a fucking wake-up call, finally. Jesus Christ, don't you think it's overdue? But you can't force people to do something they don't want, and everybody has their reason why they stay in a relationship, and she's no different than anybody else, Whatever the reason may be. Again, I don't know what I'm having for breakfast. You making some boiled eggs?
Yeah.
Well, I need the protein. Yeah. I don't know. I just wish I had some granola cereals or something. I can't find anything like that here. I really don't know what to have. Sometimes I have vegetables, believe it or not. I've had broccoli or Brussels sprouts, kidney beans, garbanzo beans. Yeah, I do that. I can do that for breakfast, and I've done that many times. Well, Barry's going to give himself a fucking heart attack. And again, he's doing it all on his own. Oh, what did he say? He said on his show that his chest was hurting and, oh yeah, sympathy from the guards. Oh, this is just getting so fucking out of hand and ridiculous. You know that? 7 on Your Side channel says his words. They're going to move me to Bik-Yu-Tan because Shaw posted that New Year's Eve party. So they both fucked up. Okay, I didn't have anything to do. There you go. There you go. I'm exonerated from this. Yeah. So there might be some friction going on between him and Shaw. If he's saying that because Shaw posted that thing, there must be some bad blood going on. What you think? Oh God, I'm still in my underwear. I can't even go out the door here. I gotta put something on. Ah, my goodness. My goodness. Well, I'll be able to verify this. Yeah. Let me find something over there. Hold on, gentlemen. And I use that word loosely and cautiously. Got to find a pair of trousers to put on here, so hold on a second. Trousers. Boy, I never use that word. Where'd that come from? I surprise myself sometimes. Get that Gcash going, folks. If you're able to send that Gcash, we're on the fucking platform, and deservedly so. Get that Gcash going, baby. You've been supporting a criminal for how long? How about supporting somebody that did the biggest favor in the world to hundreds of people? How about a little bit of support on that? Finally. I'm on the fucking platform, folks. Damn right I am. You're damn fucking right I am. And hold on, gentlemen. Some of you are gentlemen. Okay, Gcash. We're going to give it out again. Get your pens and paper ready. 09 69 369 3217. Alternative Gcash 092 778 32433. My friends, that's Gcash. Show your appreciation for once. Help the boy out. I'm a fucking starving dirt farmer here, man. Let's rejuvenate. Let's celebrate. If the information is true, and even if it's not. My tenacity has gotten some things accomplished. A little appreciation now and then doesn't hurt. It gives me faith in my viewers. Well, you might be right. No, I don't buy it either, Superman. In the end, maybe Shaw will be his own downfall. His own girlfriend will be his own downfall. That's kind of a poetic justice, wouldn't you think? I call that poetic justice. That's what I call it. It is. Actually, if that was true, then there is actual poetic justice going on here. Holy shit. Karma at its best. Well, I only know one thing. I can tell you with education is that her part in there is not going to help her. Now, if she voluntarily removes her complaint, I will not, and I repeat, unless, they want to do something, I will not push the issue to the DOJ. But she has to go to my lawyer's office, the only way it's going to be done, and she has to sign an affidavit to such, which will be provided to the Bureau of Immigration. Because there very well could be ramifications on this, and I'm being serious when I say that. I'm not trying to intimidate her in any way, no intent. There could be ramifications on all this if it doesn't work out her way or Barry's way. Could very well. It was beauty that killed the beast from the movie King Kong. I remember that. It was beauty that killed the beast. Imagine that, his own girlfriend, of all things, they're trying to get me deported and all the bad stuff. And his own girlfriend is the one who wind up, if that was true, getting him to be scheduled to be transferred to Bik-Yu-Tan. His own girlfriend made an enormous mistake. Wow. Talk about poetic justice. That's one for the books, guys. That is one for the books. Put it on the calendar. No, I mean, she was wrong. You don't go to the detention center to party. It's, the people that work there and actually live over there, they have a right to have a New Year's party and drink and do karaoke and all that shit. But prisoners don't have that right. They just don't. And whatever happens to them is their own fucking doing for supporting Barry. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with that at all. Zero. I never reported the guards. I never reported them. So, Barry's own actions of doing his video there, acting like he owns the place. You can see the bottle of booze right on his table. How do I know that was his table? Because he had on a little stand, and if you really filtered through the video, the original one that Barry put out, you will see that there's a little camera on a stand. Well, no, this is the one that his girlfriend put out. And she was panning around with the camera. And it shows that little table, and it showed a screen lit up on a little stand next to a bottle of fucking booze. Okay? There you go. What does that tell you right there? Use your brains. Put two and two together. So in fact, if this did happen, then she'd be the one responsible for him to go to Bik-Yu-Tan. His own girlfriend. Barry gets thrown under the bus by his own girlfriend. Boy, that would be something if this turned out to be true, because that's exactly what went down. Maybe it wasn't her intent to do that, of course. But, she did take video. And it was seen by BI Intel. Different units there. They got the intelligence unit. And if they seen that video, then I could understand exactly what went down. Ifin, like a griffin, ifin it was true. Watch out, Ginger. I gotta sit here. Watch out, Ginger. So a lot of people, Gilda dear, my beautiful, gorgeous girlfriend, a lot of people don't buy the story on this. But, the irony of all this is that his own girlfriend did a video of him at Bik-Yu-Tan. And if this was true, then she would be responsible. His own girlfriend. Oh, the dog's gonna bark because the shepherds are going by here. Then she would be responsible for his demise. Wow, it's like one of these movies on TV that has all these twists and turns on it, you know? Amazing. But as I said, I'm not buying into it. It would be great if that's actually what transpired. Don't get me wrong. But am I buying this story, especially coming from Barry? He's put on these acts before. So what you're telling me is that he went back on his regular channel that he supposedly took down because he couldn't use his phone, because immigration came over to, warn him or take his phone away, but he was still making comments. He was still on. So he comes on Travel America again. This is the digest of all the shit that's going on today in the conversation. Right? So he goes back on Travel America. And he puts on a show last night, all upset and pissed off at me. And no, get pissed off at your girlfriend, not me.
I think, in my opinion, I just hide their account, and then for the meantime, then after that one, if they want to go back to doing YouTube, so they can go back again. So
Hiding his phone is what he did, and whatever, from the guards. And yeah, he can't help it going on YouTube,
it's nothing. Bik-Yu-Tan.
Now, what do you think? You think that's just another bullshit story?
Boy,
Yeah, she thinks it's a bullshit story too. Lifetime movie from hell.
from immigration in Bik-Yu-Tan now.
He will naturally blame it on me, as always, Clint Aston says. Of course. Invisible Friend says, and as further twist, Barry got her on YouTube. Yeah, don't forget, I got that video of her dancing and singing over there at a detention center. Superman says, Barry is a terrible actor. There's no way that's true. No, I'm not buying it. And I'll send a little communique to my attorney, and he could find out if that's true or not. I don't know how he'd know. He'd have to ask immigration or somebody. I don't know. But it's a good rumor that he's spreading for sympathy, but it's really to get people pissed off at me. That's all it really is. Another one of his revenge tactics besides getting his girlfriend to do that complaint. But that really is a terrible thing she did to me. That is a terrible thing. Whether she was coerced to do this or not, that was a terrible thing for her to do. Not thinking about Gilda's feelings, about trying to get us separated as a family. I'm fucking 70 years old. Doesn't fucking care about my age, and that she is my life. This is my family. This is where I
think that way.
No, they don't
Just
think that
only
way. No.
think their own way to reverse it.
And of course, they don't think about how Gilda feels, and all this. No. It's pure evil. Pure evil. On both their parts.
Hookers. I said hookers.
It's a horrible thing to do. There's reason and rhyme why he's incarcerated. But there's no reason in rhyme, to get his girlfriend to go along with this caper. None. Well, there's a reason. He wanted to enact revenge against me. Yeah, obviously so. Can't excuse that. I can't. And I won't. I'm not letting go on this, that's for damn sure. Now I'm more gung-ho on getting him into fucking Bik-Yu-Tan if he's not there already. There will be no negotiations with this guy at all, and I'm telling my lawyer that. Period. We're at that point. Even his own goddamn lawyer seemingly wants nothing to do with him. Doesn't give him accurate, up-to-date information, doesn't even communicate with him, as we've been able to ascertain. Amazing. Even his own lawyer don't like him. Jeez, gets to that point. His own lawyer is representing him. He's not keeping him in the loop of things. And the lawyer's not even in the loop. I find that absolutely amazing. Now, my lawyer doesn't constantly get back to me on everything, but he will let me know if something's going on, if something's changed, if he heard anything from immigration, blah, 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 all that shit. But my communication with him yesterday told me that there's nothing going on. That is estimated, unless, there was some kind of agreement that went on in court, between the court session coming up, that, that would be different. If they had reached some kind of a bargain thing. But Barry claims that he doesn't want to give in. Although he says he has nothing to do with her decision to put a case against me. We all figured that out to be untrue. That he's the one that's directly behind her doing a complaint. Directly. Okay, I guess we're down to that 2% again. I didn't charge the phone overnight. That's kind of strange. Even shutting off your phone uses up power. Because last night when I went to bed, I had a lot of power on my phone left. And I put it in the other room. And apparently, it wasn't conserving power. I don't know how that works. Well, it's been an interesting show today, people. Absolutely interesting. So the rumor mongering is being spread. There we go. Nothing new about rumors. I'm sure it's a ploy of Barry's. I'll almost guarantee it. If there's a way of finding out, I will. I'm not sure if there's a way of me finding out. I'm not sure at all. I don't even know if my lawyer, he has to go out of his way to do this for me. And whether he has the time to go out of his way on his very busy schedule. I'm not his only client. That's for damn sure. He's very successful. He has like 100 clients. It's hard for him to concentrate on just me because he has other people he needs to attend to. I'm not his special client, by all means. I don't hold a special place in his heart, you know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? But we'll find out. And he had the goal to actually do a show that. Does anybody out there have a copy of that? Anybody at all that wants to put a link out or something that copied it or something? I'd like to see that show. I'd like to, hear it anyway. I'd like to hear that show. So if anybody does, and don't forget about the Gcash, folks. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time that you guys unloosen your wallet and say, hey, man, thanks. We've had great entertainment. There's been great drama. Justice is being served. Maybe it's time. I'm on that platform right now. There you go. Invisible Friend says, as further twist, maybe he met another woman and it's his way to cancel the wedding. Meet another woman where? Sid Hadrack says, has anything Timmy said ever turned out to be true? No. It's the same guy who said Fazio faked his death to get a nose job in Thailand. I know. Timmy is a very bizarre person. If you would have seen all the things he wrote me, he was even writing me to suggest to see a certain movie, like he was my best buddy or something, man. It's just strange behavior. Then he'd be on my side, and then he'd be intimidating with Barry situations, saying that you better, I'm giving you till a certain date to do this or else, and people are going to come by or something, trying to intimidate me. Then he turned pages and he's sending me movies to watch, suggestions, and saying that he's on my side, and then he's not on my side. And we got some incredible people on here, that's for sure. Yeah, Invisible Friend says, I'm about to be knocked off here. Says he was chatting with a girl at the party. Sexpert Hunter says Shaw is blind. Barry flirts with every woman that goes into that detention center. Invisible Friend said now it's Shaw's fault for putting up the video. Well, if this dude did go down, I said if, not that I'm believing any of this, I'd like to believe it, but I'm not, then she did it to her own boyfriend. She wasn't using her smarts. If indeed it went down that way, then it would be because of her, not me. Let's get this straight. If this is true and it's because of a video Shaw took, that would be hilarious. Yeah, it would be. She knows what she has to do. She has to make a visit to my lawyer's office. She has to sign an affidavit and get this over with. But like I said, I can't guarantee anything. Am I doing something on the side to try to get her in trouble legally? No, I'm not. But that will happen on its own if she's perjuring herself. And she'll be doing it all to herself. As I said again, and I'll say it again and again and again and again, I don't take any responsibility on this and what she did. If she has any sense at all in her brain, she needs to realize she's complicit in this thing. She's highly complicit with this report. Highly complicit. And if she can't realize that, then I don't know what to say. I have no idea what to say. Complicity. That's it. Complicity. That's her own gig, her own doing. She thought it would be fun to start her own channel again and to photograph the goings on at the New Year's Eve celebration at the detention center. Nothing to do with me. Immigration saw this. There you go. You just got to understand, it's a very serious complaint she put in on me. Why, you think I want to be deported? How would you react to that? You get all your fucking ammo out, forget the 22 caliber, you're going to go to 50. If somebody was trying to get you separated from someone that you love very much and your life as you know it in the Philippines, that's some serious shit. And I take it seriously. I've always said that. I don't take it with a grain of salt at all. And I'll do whatever it is I have to do to make this right. I think she knows that. She listens to me. I asked Barry to spell complicit. They're talking about my spelling, which is usually just typo errors, you know, but I've seen some of the things he put on the title of his show and all that. He doesn't have, I don't even know if he has a 6th grade education, to be honest with you. I'm not going to say that because I don't know that, but I know he never finished high school. I could probably assure you of that. Okay, guys, you know, everything comes to an end, and that's certainly true. I got to get off this morning because my battery's about dead. Even though I just plugged it in, I could probably be on here a little longer, but I think I've said pretty much what I need to say, and everything else is going to be just redundancy. I don't buy the story at all. I don't buy his dramatics. If anything, he's a Class B movie actor at best. But you know what? This would be a great story for a movie of the week. Sure would. Maybe he could play himself in there, you know, and make a couple of donations, get a little money. But understand something? Barry is entirely responsible for his own actions. And as I always say, whether you're a pro or a con with me, you gotta admit, he did everything to himself up to this point. And he's got nobody to blame but himself. I'll try to find out if I could, but he has trouble even doing third grade math. Yeah, I did notice that. Are you able to find out if he's being I don't know. I could just leave a note for my attorney, but he's actually pretty busy. A lot of times I ask him stuff and he doesn't get back to me because, as I said, I'm not his only client. I'm not his joy boy, you know. I'm not his focus of his business. He has other clients that have equally important issues that they have to deal with. And as his lawyer, he has to attend to his other client. He does not always get back to me when I want, but he certainly gets back to me more than Barry's own lawyer does. I could tell you that. I'll send a note to him, and that's all I can do. No promise. He would have to somehow call immigration or something if he's willing to even do that for me. Sometimes, I'll be honest, it is hard to get him to do something. Like I said, the reason being I'm not his only client. Sometimes I could be pretty demanding, but not as demanding, I think, as Barry has been on the U.S. Embassy, his own lawyer. People got sick and tired of it. Chances are he'll be on again. He's still, yeah, he's going to be transferred to Bik-Yu-Tan. And he's going to bring his phone with him, too. His coffee maker, all that stuff is going to go with him. Come on, man. Now, it would be a blessing if that's actually what's happening. It would really be a blessing. It really would. Excuse me using the word blessing. I use it in my own sense, but it would be a blessing. He's got to pay for what he's done. That's the bottom line. You want to play, you got to pay. Ask Ricky. He knows all about that. Yeah. No more Xbox LOL. Oh, that would really send him into a tailspin. The only thing that's keeping him going is playing these games and shit. Hey, look, I'm not saying that his living conditions are great. And I could have a little compassion and say I feel for him for being in a rotten situation like that. But like I said, causation. There's causation here. How did he get there? He did that on his own. Oh, I'd be bored shitless too if I couldn't get on to listen to a movie on my phone. If I was in a situation like that, God forbid. Again, God forbid, terminology. Um, but in his case, he deserves everything that's going to happen to him. Now, I know Mick Fisher won't agree with me. We've already established that. I did a show before I went to bed last night. Mick Fisher has a soft spot for Barry, and Big E has a little soft spot for Barry. All saying that, he served his time. And by the way, just to get this straight, what time he serves in immigration is not being transferred over to time served. It's a separate issue. His immigration is a separate issue. And his case against him, that's a separate issue. It is not time served. And I don't know where anybody came up with that. It is not time served. Okay? Clint says it sounded legit, but then Barry sounded legit before when he did shows about breaking up with his girlfriend and all that shit and losing his Social Security. Remember, if his lips are moving, he's lying, and I'm going to end it with that. If I find out anything, I'll let you know, but why don't you just take my word on this? It's bullshit. Like everything he's ever said on his show is complete bullshit. And if he really did throw his woman under the bus, because that's what would happen, that he'd invite her over that night instead of staying up at the cell and having a nice visit with his girlfriend, nice talks and a little smoochy here and there, a little hug, a little companionship, you know, decided to go downstairs and be part of the party, and he included her. She was dancing, singing to the karaoke. Man, that was some bad shit, man. That was some bad shit. Unthought of, apparently. Liquor bottle there, the whole bit. Damn. Well, anyway, there's been no resolution to her report yet. Me and my attorney are waiting for that. He sent in whatever he needed to send in. Now it's up to them. That's what it comes down to. We'll see what happens with that. And as I said repeatedly, it's not a slam dunk. Okay? It's not a slam dunk. We do have other legal recourse for this, and that could take quite a while too. Viking Sun says they wanted to stick it to you, but it backfired on them. Well, we don't know. Let's just calm down, take a deep breath, and let's just figure out what's really going on here. If I could find out something, I'll let you guys know. It'll probably wind up being that's just another fucking lie. And just another time, another lie, another moment of mistruth, and that he's famous for. That's why nobody wants to donate to him anymore. Trust is over with him. Using people's money for other purposes like he did the whole time. Lying about not getting his social security. I mean, I'd be pissed too if I was a donator. And say I was one of his viewers that really wanted to help him out, whether you're Mick Fisher or Big E or whoever it might be. They should feel that they were taken. I noticed some people have sympathy for him, like Mick Fisher, Big E. They made that pretty clear, but they know he's in the wrong. They've admitted that. Well, he is in the wrong what he did. But I don't think anybody should be in there that long under those conditions. Well, I didn't set those conditions, people. I want you guys to get it straight. I did not set those. It just happened if you have a case on you, they have to keep you somewhere. They can't let you roam the streets. All right? They have to put you in a safe place for a while until the case is over. That's just how it works, the system out here. I don't make the rules. I hope somebody does repost it. I want to see that. Ask around. Someone could write me and give me a link to it or something, whatever, if you want. But to me, it's bullshit. It's just another story at another time. Okay, I got to finish eating something. I didn't eat very much. My tea, and I had a hard-boiled egg. I need something more than that. Maybe I'll make some vegetables or something. I don't know. I got to start the day right here. There's actually a few things I got to do today that I need to do. But I will send a little communication over to my attorney and ask him if he heard anything about that, or he would have told me. And maybe have him look into it if he has any time to do it. But yeah, I hope somebody actually, I'm sure everybody's copied everything Barry does as well as copy everything I do. I'm being recorded right now for the replay channel. Somebody has it out there. They must. And I think that's something they need to repost. In all fairness, I think that's something they need to repost. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for a very good dialogue this morning. As I said, that's news to me. I woke up with Timmy's email and went on to do a show, and immediately, before even saying a word, I get a notation on there, a comment. Did you hear that Barry is going to be going to Bik-Yu-Tan? Before I could say a word. So the rumors out there, 7 on your side channel, will Barry land in prison? Is the sky blue? Yeah. Good shoe, very well put, as Sexpat Hunter says. It has been a very wonderful shoe today. Don't forget the Gcash donations, folks. Don't cheap out. We're on the goddamn platform, and why the hell not? They can call me an e-beggar. They can call me every name in the world. But everybody knows that my tenure on YouTube has not been about money. Even Barry's case is not about money. The only thing where money was initially mentioned was $48,000 per count for bail, and only till we graduated to this point did we decide that there should be lawyers' fees included if he gets convicted with the judge's approval. That's it. It's never about the money. Never about the money. It was just about justice. Nor was my show ever about money. But maybe it's time. Maybe it's time that I jumped on this platform, and here I am. If you're able to send Gcash from where you live, I provided 2 numbers. We're going to give it one more time. I'm going to push it. I'm going to push it. And I'll do it again before I leave. First number, 09693693217. Alternative number, 09277832433. Capisce? There you go. Thank you in advance. I appreciate it. You're all swell when you want to be, but this is the time, my friends. You want to push this further, baby? Send some Gcash. If not, just send as a nice thought for me and Gilda and what Gilda has been through. Give it to Gilda. Don't have to give it to me. Give it to Gilda. Gilda's number is the second one. It's the 09277832433. After what she's been through. Give it to Gilda. You gotta give it to me, give it to Gilda. Unlike Barry, I'm not saying the money's going to go where it's supposed to go, but then he takes all the fucking money. No, absolutely. Give it to Gilda. Hello, Atse. Is it true you and Bobby are a couple now? Oh, Princess Anne. They all float, Frank. They all float. You're right, X6 Hunter. They all float. Even I will float. Was Elliot the kidnapped victim? Did he float? Was that his body in the ocean? We don't know. But proven by the video that they all float. There you go. Take care, folks, and I mean that. I've been true to my audience. Hope you appreciate that. And don't listen to the trolls. I am not that kind of person that they try to label me to be. If you spent any time with me, you would know that. And with me and Gilda. Even Brevis knows that. We were very cordial to him when he came over. Took out some cake for him and all that. You know, we are good people. But we're not good people if somebody tries to interfere with our relationship. Then all bets are off. Hope he has a short stay there and goes back to the United States. Satisfy us all. Okay, we're out of here, folks. Thank you very much. And I'll put the Gcash number on we'll keep this show on, but we'll put the Gcash number on there. Yes, I'm pushing it. Did I mention that? That I'm pushing it? Yes, I am. Popeye, you can call me an e-beggar. You can call me whatever you want. I don't care. It's overdue time that I'm on the platform. Overdue. Overdue.